Hello and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to walk you through how you can create a collision trace channel and how can you apply it on your building meshes. Let me demonstrate. So I'm going to click on play and I'm going to go to section view. Okay. So let's go to filter search and let's select any of these, click on section view. Now I want you to notice when I move my mouse on top of these, that they will highlight and this will indicate that I can select them. Now, let me show you something as well. I'm going to bring my console and I will type show collision like so. And as you can see, I am able to select my points of interest even though there is a collision on top of my meshes. Now, this is my development build. Let me show you the example project we are working with. So here I'm going to click on play and I'm going to bring my filter search and I will click here and I will type section view. Now, I will try to do the same. If I hover my mouse on top of these, as you can see, they will not highlight. And when I click, there is nothing happening. However, if I click on the sides or hover my mouse on the sides, as you can see, yep, it works, but not from the top. And you may or may not want that. However, for me, I think I want that. And maybe you too think the same when I do a section view like this. It's intuitive for me and for other users to click here if I want to learn more about this apartment. So that's what we are going to tackle. We want to create a collision trace channel. Now, to do that, you need to go to edit and you need to go to project settings. Click here and we want to go to engine and we want to go to collision. And here we have trace channels. You want to create a new trace channel and let's set it to POI trace, something like that, okay? In my own template, if you import your project in it, this will be already created for you. You just need to apply this on your meshes. If you are using your own new project, you need to create this just like I'm doing here, similar to how we set the game instance. So this is another additional step. So POI trace, you need to keep it on block, the default response, and let's click on accept. Hello, this is Yahya from the future. Here I had old setup where I will make it much easier for you. In the old setup, we used to select all the meshes, and you will not see this because I'm going to click and delete, and I'm going just to leave the stay hydrated part. This is where we stop, where we say we need to set up the POI trace, and we set it on block. Now, instead of setting this on block, what I want you to do, to ignore what I said in the past 5 seconds and to set it from block to ignore and keep it on ignore. Now, if you are using my template, you don't even need to do any of this. Everything is set up for you and everything will work outside of the box. However, if you've imported the project to a new template or to your project, then of course you need to set up this just like we set up the game instance. And you can tell I am from the future because we have a nice environment here. Now, when you create a new project or you have your own project, we don't have this by default. And this is referenced by 3 actors or more that we need to work with and set up. And by that, I mean that the channel here, POI trace, we need to set it from ignore to block only on 3 specific actors, and these actors are the points of interest actors. And I might even figure out a way in future where you don't even need to set this up, but for now, as of version 1.0.1, we need to do this manually on only 3 actors. So I'm going to press Ctrl B or Ctrl E to edit my actor here, and we need to do that on the amenities, the residential unit, and the surroundings 3 times the same step. So when you open the residential unit, you want to go to POI cube and you want to go to the part where we have collision, and we need to set this from POI trace where it's set to ignore, and you want to set this to block, okay? So you need to do compile and save, and that's it for the residential unit. And now we need to do the same on amenities. So open amenities, open the POI cube and scroll down to where we have collision, collision presets, collision responses, POI trace. This will be set on ignore, and it will be set on ignore for every single actor in your project. And you want to set it on block, similar to what we did on the residential unit. Once you do that, you want to open the 3rd actor, which is the surroundings, and you want to select the POI cube, and you want to scroll down to where we have collision response, POI trace from ignore to block. Because in the past method I had, instead of doing this only on 3 actors, you needed to select every single mesh in your project and you want to go to where we have the collision response and set this on your static meshes. So if you have like 2000 static meshes, then you need to set it on 2000 objects, and it just felt too much work. So it's so much easier to set it on 3 actors instead of 2000 meshes or whatever. Now, when you set this up to test it, you want to click on play and you want to click on the unit inventory or filter search. I updated the name. You want to select anywhere, click on section view, and if you hover the mouse from the top, you will see that we can select these even though there is collision. So if you type show collision, you will see that we have collision and everything is being ignored, or the mouse trace channel is being ignored, the POI trace, because we set it to ignore on everything. Except for the POIs, it will be blocked. And by blocked, it will always receive the click channel. Okay? Okay. So that's it for this lesson. And I will leave you to old Yahya, where he will tell you, hey, stay hydrated and all that good stuff. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions or ideas or problems, as always, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay hydrated. I will see you in the next one. Take care.